Okay, it is April 30th, 2026, 9:08 a.m. I have to record this as soon as it happened. I just had a meditation with my friend Shelley, and I think that one of the things that's helpful as a insert for anyone meditating is we are not in the same place, but energetically sealed space and then joined. I imagine joining her hands. As I began to breathe in this meditation, it was a Joe Dispenza guided, it doesn't matter. It's the tones and the time that I took. And Jesus came into the space. Now, to be completely authentic, I am not religious. I'm very spiritual, and Jesus is very special to me. We work very closely. For a long time, I didn't feel worthy enough to have his energy that close. It's happened over time. Came into this meditation and I tested it 3 times though, because dark energies can come in the shape of anything that they want. So I tested that it was truly Jesus. He said, travel with me. And then I traveled after I tested it. And I ended up in this forest type environment. And it's a women's commune compound space. It's a space where I received that it's a type of space, or it said, you've been with Mary Magdalene, come and see. And so at first it was messy observing all their just actions around the space, but I'm going to get to the point of what I need to share with you. They come to a point where they sit in a circle. Now, this is how the feminine accesses the energetic vortex of divine source itself, of love. Now, they're in a very loving compound. I go into myself, and I am a young girl. I just had my second bleed. When you have your second bleed, you're invited into the circle because now you're officially a woman. The first one might not come for a long time, might come a long time before the second. So I'm now a woman. I'm very thin. My breasts are just budding. I enter this circle. The elder of them is pinnacle point, and the 2 next elders sit beside. The elder is the breath pacer, and the 2 beside mimic her breath so that it transmutes the message around the circle. The women they were sit Indian style, and one hand is this way and one hand is that way. So they're beside each other making a circle, and they're at the distance where the hands can easily rest, and the other person's hand is essentially energetically above the other woman. So each side has a circle, each side, like this. It's their energy circle that they're holding, connecting the energy with each other. So we're resting and breathing. The breathing is like an ujjayi breath, but it's very soft and gentle. This is very key. The hands, the circle, the intention of love. They begin to breathe in this fashion. It's this way. The breath is this way. It's a in from the yoni, up through the third eye into the yoni, breathing it, that energy of the love up through the yoni and out through the third eye. It started to really activate me when I didn't think of my outer vagina, my outer yoni, but my inner womb. So I'm breathing the inner womb up into the third eye, and the third eye into the inner womb. And I'm following the pace. If I was in a circle of the elder who's being followed by the next elders, and they're following the pace. At first, it's very slow and gentle. It was very slow and gentle for a long time, and then it started to speed up. And the speeding up, the energy is building, it's building, and I'm shown like you can palatably feel and see this energy vortex of love growing into divine source, and it's growing in the middle of this circle that's created. And then all of a sudden, I'm kind of shocked because I hear a dunk, 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 dunk. And these men come out of nowhere. And I guess they've been observing and waiting or feeling the energy vortex. And it's less men than women. They come in very solid, dunk, with staffs, wooden branches, big ones. Dunk, dunk. And without us moving or breaking our breath, they come into the center. Now, I can't see everything because I feel like I'm afraid to open my eyes too much. So then I hear Jesus' voice like come into more of an aerial view. And they are moving their staffs like they're moving the energy as if it is three-dimensional itself. They're moving that energy and they're kind of doing these winding circles and moving it up with their staffs. So now you're combining the feminine embodiment and the masculine grounded. And this is, I was like, oh my gosh, this is how they're working together in their divine masculine and their divine feminine. The scene cuts, not really cuts, actually, to be honest. Some of them then join eye gazes. And I don't know if they're couples or if they are joined like divinely led. And they eye gaze. Not everybody, because remember, there's less men. They eye gaze a partner. Okay. I think because my brain was like, oh my gosh, are they going to have sex in front of each other? I wasn't ready to see that probably as my human. Maybe it wasn't taboo then. But then I went off to be taught how they make love in a way that accesses divinity itself within and between. Oh, by the way, my breath started saying, you within you inside of you within you inside of you within you inside of you. Bringing my breath from the womb to the eye, womb to the eye. All right, now we take a couple. Now, I have never studied Tantra. The Tantra is the closest thing to how they would access divinity, access God's message itself through their union of love. It has to always start with love. And she said some things are missing. So I don't know about Tantra. I'm going to tell you exactly what I saw. So at first, it's an eye gaze until the woman gives her invitation for the man to come close. He's steadfast in his energy, and she and he are exchanging through the eyes, sending love and acceptance. It isn't until she moves toward him that they come together. They sit with their legs together like that, okay? Like that, facing each other. He takes, see, it would have been his left hand goes on her right heart, and his right hand went to her yoni. He's not manipulating it. He's cupping her, her yoni outside, and he places his hand on her heart. It was so beautiful. And he's giving her his divine masculine energy. He's going into the root, into the earth. bringing up the source of Mother Earth while she breathes. And she's breathing from, continuing that same breath from her yoni to her third eye and down that loop. She's breathing like the Ujjayi breath. And he's just sending this love and acceptance and steadfast safety into her womb and her heart, into her womb and her heart. And the energy is building and it's building and it's building. And he's not necessarily following her pace, but maybe he is autonomically. But she's doing her own pace and he's holding steadfast safety, cupping the womb, touching the heart. When she's ready, she opens her eyes. They eye gaze steadily again until she's ready. She lifts her body onto him and they become a union. At that point, he places his hand on her receiving heart. And they begin to breathe in union through that Ujjayi breath, but this time they are both breathing into her womb and into their own third eye. Her womb, together they're united now through her third eye, and this gorgeous helix has developed. Whoosh, and they're off. It's so beautiful. It's the most beautiful. This is why it was part of the grand forgetting of compartmentalizing sex as dirty and for procreation only. This kind of union with the women, this kind of union between a man and a woman, when you have that kind of presence and love and sacredness together, the energetic vortex to the divine downloads in such love. You just know, you know what you know, and no one can control you. No one can tell you you are opened back up to all that is, to the consciousness of the truth. And so this was a control mechanism to take you back into the forgetting, disconnect from our bodies, and make it unholy. It's a lie. Now, this has to be done in love, not lust. Love is the foundation of everything. We can reclaim it in the way that we remember now. So I just wanted to record this as soon as it was shown so that I don't miss any message, and it is to be passed on loudly. Like I said, I have no reference points other than my observations, and I'm actually really grateful for that purity. So it's with great love and humility to pass this